Epic Gaming Night is sponsored by Analog Gamer. Check out Analog Gamer for high-quality board game apparel. You can find Epic Gaming Night shirts and much more at analoggamer.com. This is Epic Gaming Night, a podcast about board games and the stories and relationships they create. Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night podcast, a podcast about tabletop games, but mostly board games. I'm your host, Roy Candy, and with me as always is Matt.
Matt.
And Rob.
Hey.
It was funny because I could see Rob's lips moving,
shadowing
but I
you.
could tell he was like a little bit behind me, so I'm just like, how's this going to work out? And then I was like, is he going to stop when I unmute it? And I unmute it, and then he said Matt.
Of course not.
Oh, nice. How's it going, guys? Did you have an awesome Christmas?
Yes. Had a great Christmas.
I've gotten maybe 8 hours of sleep since then, so sure.
Did y'all eat any baked goods though, Matt?
Yes. I'm trying to get rid of them, so tomorrow I'm taking a giant pail full of them to the pharmacy.
Nice.
So that they might have baked goods.
Guys, so they can hand it out to
soon,
the
hopefully.
diabetics there at the pharmacy.
I mean, maybe. That's up to them.
That's terrible.
Mr. Johnson, I really don't like you.
Here's your insulin pills.
Of course,
and
it's
here's your cookie.
sugar-free.
Nice. That's awesome. How was yours, Rob?
It was good. It was good. We had our friends over who were like family, and we got to hang out and just have a good time. It was sad to see them go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So, how about yours, Roy? How was yours?
It was pretty awesome. Got to spend lots of time with the in-laws and watch my little ones. I have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old who is turning 4 in a couple days. So I got to see them go crazy about all their presents. Did you get your daughter any board games this year, Rob?
Not at Christmas. I mean, this year, yes, but not at Christmas, no.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well,
how about you? Did you get your kids any? Well, actually, I saw that you did because you posted on Instagram. But did you get any board games this year for Christmas?
So mine was interesting. I went the route of trying to upgrade board game media, so I got that camera, and that's pretty much was my Christmas. My dad had given me the one of the expansions for Eldritch Horror for Christmas, and then what was the other game? He got me 2 games. Anyway, it was awesome. My dad got me a couple stuff around Thanksgiving time. And I also got the Escape the Room board game. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
But there's like supposed to be like 4 different escape rooms in the board game, and it comes with this like little thing that you have to put keys in with a timer, and it like sends out alerts at different times when you're supposed to look at different clues and things. I've heard really good things about it, and I figure that would be a thing that like Matt and Ryan and them would definitely be interested in. So I'm like, awesome. My father-in-law got me that, so I'm excited to try that out with you guys at some point. But of course, it's one of those things that you can really only play through once, and it's kind of used up. So, because you're literally just like going through things and reading things and ripping things up and all that junk. So
so you can't like put everything back together in nice, neat, organized piles and let somebody else play through it.
I feel like there's a lot of things that you have to open up in there, so it doesn't. I'm not quite sure if you can make that happen or not. I would have to look more into it because I remember just hearing good things. I haven't actually specifically watched the reviews about it, which I don't know if I want to watch specific reviews about it because it's like it's an escape room, so the least you can know, and like knowing if it's good or bad is good, but the least I can know about it, the better probably going into it, so that there's like 0 spoilers at all, you know. So
yeah.
And there's really like I opened it up and like really there's like no rules. I didn't see like a pamphlet of rules. It's literally like, hey, open this up and you just start this scenario and you start the clock and you just go. So then you're just trying to figure out the answer to whatever it is.
Man.
I don't know.
I just thought about a great idea for an escape room board game, right? So you start out, and it's like that. So there's no rules, and you open the box, and immediately you're presented with a timer that just immediately
It
starts
immediately
going.
starts when you open the box.
And you're just like, oh, God. So
you would
just, like,
need
are
to stay
trying
on the
defuse a bomb,
outside.
essentially.
Do not open the box until you're starting
until
the
you're
game.
ready to play.
Yeah. This game will self-destruct.
Yeah. And then
be
people
pretty
just
cool.
panic, and they're like, is this a bomb? Is this like have something inside that just
They're
ticks?
just really confused. Like, it literally looks like a bomb board game, and you're just like, I don't think that would ever get through the customs in certain places, though.
It's
Somebody's like, okay, customs, let's check this out. They pull the lid off, and it just starts
What if
ticking.
you did that though? And it
USA
wasn't so much like a
only.
bomb,
Sorry.
but it released like black ink all over like the main answer you needed. And so just like instead of it like being an explosion, the main answer
something
you
that
needed
was
was underneath the
time
thing. And if
sensitive,
you couldn't
where it was
unlock
exposed to oxygen
yeah,
long
as soon
enough,
as the
it just
boom,
went bad.
done.
Oh, man.
What is that, like
That'd be
flash
cool.
paper or something like that? Like something happens, it just ignites and just disappears. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesomely bad.
That'd be a very expensive game.
But yeah, I'm excited to try it out. I've heard that it's decent, so but yeah, it'll be cool to see what's up. And my mother-in-law got me a shirt that says Board Game Addict on it, because I guess I'm a board game addict. So I don't know where she would get that idea. I mean, it's not like I don't constantly talk about board games or anything. But yeah, good times. Good
Sweet.
times. So I know Rob's been playing a ton of things. Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been playing?
Well, I mean, I've been playing a lot of games that we have talked about in the past. Had a blast playing Happy Salmon.
Oh yeah.
Has so much fun, and we were all running and grabbing people and like making them like happy salmon us or high five. So that was a lot of fun, like forcing somebody to high five you. In the moment, you don't feel bad, but looking back, it's like that was probably not appropriate. But still, we had so much fun playing Happy Salmon. I've got to play Mansions of Madness a couple times. We played the Call of the Wild expansion.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, and fire goes everywhere.
The Cult of Sentinel Hill or whatever is what it's called.
Oh man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We
That's
all
the
were
one that I
about to
don't
die.
have.
Like I had 1 life left, Lee had 1 life left, and his daughter had 2 lives left. Or I mean 2 health points left. So like we were very close to dying. The only thing that saved us is we found the dynamite, and we were able to do a bunch of damage with that in our weapons. So a lot of fun. So we played that. We played Codenames a bunch. I had a lot of fun with that. Played Junk Art, played Go Cuckoo, played Strike. I mean, just a lot of fun party games and a lot of fun get-together games. And everyone had such a good time.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, we didn't play necessarily anything new that we haven't talked about on the podcast, but every single game we played, everybody loved it. Like, there wasn't a game where everyone was like, I'm not crazy about it. Oh, I played this new version of Junk Art that I haven't played before, because I've only played that one
Oh, yeah?
Montreal version.
Which one did you play?
I played this new version. I can't remember the name of it, but you're given 10 cards, and you've got to complete your stack of 10 cards before anybody else does.
Oh yeah, the time
And
one.
so in
Yeah,
the-
we did that.
Well, it's not even timed. It's just you get your stack and you say go, and then you got to be the first one to have it done. So that was cool. And then we also played this other one where the group as a whole could only drop 3 pieces as you're all working together
Oh,
to
the
build
cooperative
this.
one?
How are those? Because I still haven't played it. Like
That was pretty fun, but we never got through it just because some of the pieces that were given to people, like everyone's given 3 cards, and one at a time, you take the top card from your stack, and you've got to build that piece. It was tough because some of the things really don't match, and so we're also playing with my buddy's daughter. We did really good, but some of her ideas didn't really work out too well. But we had a blast. We had
That's
a lot
awesome.
of fun playing. So.
It's crazy how
Yeah, good
versatile
times.
that game is. It's ridiculous.
Junk Art? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Junk Art. But Happy Salmon, man, if you've got a group of 5 or more, that's got to be in your party group. It's got to be. It's so much fun.
For sure.
So we played multiple games of that.
Awesome. I played the game that I got my son for Christmas. I taught him and my sister-in-law how to play Magic Labyrinth, or The Magic Labyrinth. This is a kid's game, but it's like very unique and interesting. So basically the way it works is there's this board, and it's got all these icons across the top of it, and you draw a little token out of a bag that matches the different icons on there, and you put it on the icon on the thing, and you're trying to roll a die to move your character to get to that icon, which doesn't sound that crazy. But the trick is that each of the characters has a metal ball bearing underneath of the board, and there is a little dude with a magnet on top of it, and you're moving around, and there is a maze underneath the board that is set up. You set up the maze. There's different configurations in the rulebook how you can set it up, and you spin it around so that you don't know how the maze looks, and then each player is moving their guy, and if the ball bearing falls off because it hits one of the walls, then you have to go back to the start. So it's like this memory game of trying to figure out how to get across the board in this invisible maze. So it's like, okay, well, I go here. Okay, didn't fall. Okay, I go here. Oh, my ball bearing fell off. Well, now I know there's a wall right there. So it's like next time I have to turn this way around that and go this way. And I would always get to like right before I could get the like token I was trying to get. The first person that gets 3 tokens wins the game. I was trying to get to the token, and like I'd move and there'd be a wall in the way and it would just fall off right before I got there. It was a lot of fun. My sister-in-law won. Scotty had a lot of fun. It might be a little bit like he can play the game, but the whole memorizing where invisible walls are thing can be a little bit lost on him at his age, because he's just turning 4 just now. So he's a little bit young, but I feel like with repeated plays he might grasp the concept a little bit more, because he'd just always be like, I want to go this way, and I'd be like, Scotty, don't go that way, there's a wall there. And he'd be like, no, click, and his thing would fall off, and I'd be like, okay. But it was still a lot of fun. He had fun just playing around with the big chunky like people and the little ball bearing with the magnet and stuff. A very unique game, very simple, very easy to play, but I think I'm gonna like make you guys play that as a filler game at game night sometime, just because there's enough there that it'd be fun to play and try to memorize how the maze is invisible underneath the board. That'd be worth a play to show you guys, and that is the Magic Labyrinth. But yeah, cool
awesome.
Kids game.
Yeah.
Definitely innovative. I think it won the Kenner Spiel des Jahres like years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. We have it at Target.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's in a purple box.
Yep. Well, it's bluish, but yes, purplish.
Yeah,
bluish.
yeah. Okay. And it's got just a bunch of kids in wizard robes running around.
Yep, and it's
on the cover.
It's pretty awesome. Like it's a good game. I knew it was a good game before I got it, so I'm like, I've played this game before. This game's good. I should get this for Scotty, and that was one of his Christmas presents. So yeah, looking forward to playing that a lot more with the kiddos.
Yeah.
Matt, did you get a chance to do anything at all during the holiday? You're like, I stocked shelves and we got packages.
And baked goods and
You
tried to sleep but didn't.
You played the biggest pick up and deliver game ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to all the UPS and FedEx delivery drivers, though. Man. So many people. Anyway.
Good times. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I didn't talk about our topic. Our topic today is all about the future and things we're looking forward to in 2017. So yeah, super exciting. So our first question that we're going to be looking at is, what games are you looking forward to in 2017?
Rising Sun.
Right?
If it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. The Kickstarter will come out early Q1 2017, sometime probably Marchish, maybe April.
Yeah.
You'll
They'll
pre-order.
release
It'll
at
end.
Gen Con.
It'll
It'll
yeah.
come in December.
Or next
Uh,
April, whatever.
But it'll
Matt's a
officially
little bit
have
more
a
right.
release. It'll officially have a release of 2017 since it did come out at Gen Con.
Yeah. The 50 copies they brought with them will be there.
Yeah.
They'll sell out immediately to vendors, not the people who are waiting in line. It's good. It's good.
I'll still do the Kickstarter just because I want all the extra stuff that they're not going to get at Gen Con.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on
I don't know why
Massmora.
so many are not bothers to sell anything that's not during the Kickstarter time.
Probably for tax purposes, saying they got it out that quarter or that whatever, and just put a bunch of stuff on it.
What do you mean?
Well, like if you can say that you released a product during X quarter when you're doing your taxes and stuff like that, you'll get credit for that. And so they'll be able to put off a lot of write-offs on that, saying it was that game because it officially released.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't need like some accountant to like email
Tell
the
you you're
show,
wrong.
but like, well, for example, like my book has not been officially picked up by an agent yet. However, and when I do my taxes in March of next year, I'll be able to write off all of my expenses this year that I've done on my book since I've hired people and since I've gone places and taken classes and things like that, because I'm now in the process of doing so. They will still be able to do the same thing with theirs, saying that now we have put our product to the next step.
Right.
Like I put my product out there. They put their product out there, so they should be able to get the same tax write-off. So even though it may not officially come out globally, like everywhere until 2018, if they sell one copy in 2017, the factory stuff and all the other stuff should be a tax write-off.
I
Now, I
always
don't know
thought that
the big
they-
difference from commercial to residential because they are a commercial company, but still.
Yeah. I always thought that they airshipped in all that stuff to try to build up hype and stuff for their games, like at Gen Con and stuff. So they're like,
yeah.
hey, we got these in, we're building up hype and all that. But it's kind of crazy, like, when it takes so much longer after Gen Con for the game to, like, actually reach the backers or actually be able
Sure.
to buy it.
Yeah.
It's like, man, kind of stinks because, like, I guess Massmora, like, I was super excited about that game, playing it at Cool Mini or Not, and I backed the Kickstarter or got my friend to help me back the Kickstarter, and I was super excited about coming in. Then they sold it at Gen Con. Now, and I mean, there wasn't a ton of fanfare or buzz about it there, and now, like, it's almost completely, like, there's no hype for it at all. It's completely died off, and then we're going into 2017, and the game still isn't in, like, wide distribution for anyone. So, like, any hype that they would have gotten off of selling the game at Gen Con is completely gone. So I don't think it'll be the
Yeah.
same for Rising Sun, because I'm sure it'll be huge, but
I actually think it might be bad. Like, because if you do a small release at Gen Con, and if, let's say
mean,
it's
it
not
makes-
very well received,
yeah,
like, I guess
Like,
you
let's
can't
say
cancel
it's
your
like
Kickstarter
Seafall.
at that point,
Let's say
but-
it's like Seafall.
I was going to
not
say
very well
last
received.
Friday, but
Oh, yeah, but last Friday.
Friday was
won't nearly get the
actually
same hype
available.
That Rising Sun.
I feel like last Friday was pretty much
Yeah.
available right after Gen Con too, though. So,
that's
Yeah.
a good point.
but yeah, like with Seafall,
But
you're
yeah.
right, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, Seafall had all the hype. It had all of the hype. Just like Rising Sun's going to have all of the hype because of Blood Rage.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, we could expect similar results if that happens.
Right.
If Gen Con, if it kind of peters out. So, we'll see.
I'm sure it's just hard to get that stuff from overseas, like all the manufacturing, all the stuff, and just, I guess, having more realistic dates on when the stuff will get shipped is nice.
Well, like,
That's one thing I'm learning about
realistically-
Kickstarter is things always just get backed up and backed up and backed up.
realistically, there's not. Well, I don't want to say this for certain because I don't know for 100% certain, but I know a lot of board game companies, because we've talked to them, use Panda, that Panda company, for
Yeah.
all of their manufacturing. If that one company is making the models for multiple companies across different platforms, their orders must be out like quarters, if not years in advance. And so they're getting all the molds and stuff ready now. So when they have the time to do the massive print run, then they have the molds ready for them and they can do the massive print run.
Yeah.
But like, imagine China. Let's say that there's 10 factories in China that do all these plastic pieces. between all the board games and all the toys and all the other things that are making all these types of plastic stuff, could you imagine the back order that they're on? Like, that's a lot of product. I mean, it's a lot coming from this certain area because China seems to be the number one distributor or number one area for all this stuff to get made unless you want to go to Germany. But Germany, you go there for more of the wooden meeples than you will for the plastic mold. So, yeah, I just imagine the backup. So we'll see. Anyway, I also agree with Matt. Rising Sun is going to be amazing. I will get that game. I'm very much looking forward to seeing some more of it in 2017. Not play it. I'm just saying see more of it in 2017.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe find out what the rules are.
Well, Cool Mini or Not Expo is the thing, so I'm definitely expecting it to be there. So I'm definitely gonna try to make sure, because I mean they had the Godfather game there, and like they were just playing it, and that game still isn't even out. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm sure that they're gonna be demoing Rising Sun there, so maybe we can even sit in with Eric Lang. Let's make that happen. Let's do it,
Bro. That would be awesome.
But yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Like I try not to look too much at like what's coming out way in the future, but like there's a lot of things that I'm excited for. I mean, even like simple stuff like more add-ons to games that I already have. Like I'm really excited about the one coming for the expansions coming for Mansions of Madness, like the one that's supposed to be coming out like next month. I'm like, yes, more cards, more things. And of course, expansion for Xayah. I played that a ton, and I'm really just waiting on getting the official one before I break the game back out, just because I want it to be like fresh and new again when I actually see the final production on that.
I'm excited for some of my Kickstarter stuff to finally come in.
What all do you have that you're waiting on currently, Rob?
Right now, it's just 2 games. Of course, Massive Darkness.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll paint it all, but I will probably paint the unicorn. That's just so awesome to me in its ability. And you guys have heard me talk about it, but that's the reson why I got my money. That was not the only reason, but it was like definitely
colors.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna totally like fairy that thing out. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be just beautiful. It wasn't the main reason, but it was definitely the deciding factor. I was like, okay, boom. And then I'm excited for the Walking Dead No Sanctuary. Really excited for that, and I've been getting all the updates on that. They've actually been really good about updating people and all the scenarios and all the bonus stuff and all the unlock stuff that we got going on. I am a big Walking Dead fan, so I'm pretty excited for that and all the minis and stuff.
I'm definitely excited.
There were a couple of other Kickstarters that I missed out that I know Matt had me excited about one, but it didn't have $300 at the time.
No.
Yeah, lots of money.
I mean, the minis look cool. That was the only reason I was like,
oh my god,
these
minis look so amazing. Yeah.
I'm really excited to try out the Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea when that comes in. Mostly because everybody talks about gambling games and how they have all these awesome epic games in tiny little boxes, and this is going to finally be them doing a giant epic game. So I'm excited to see what is even going on. I've seen a few little minis and pictures here and there on the internet, but like for the size that they're talking about this game being, I'm really excited to see everything all together.
Won't we get like a preview soon?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I'm super excited to learn more about that game. I might have to try to talk either Scott, the designer, or Michael into coming back on the podcast and talking about that some more too, because it was pretty awesome when we had him on before.
Absolutely.
But yeah, awesome. So what conventions are we going to be trying to attend in 2017?
I don't know. 2017 is going to be a little unique for me. I can't really talk about it on the podcast, but some big stuff is going on. And so I may not be going to a lot. I am going to try to go to Cool Mini or Not because it's close and affordable. And then I will try to go to Gen Con. But what hurts me with Gen Con next year is the time.
Yeah.
The fact that it's
still
in the middle of August.
the middle of like your heavy
No,
season.
no.
Right?
I've got some big stuff happening.
Oh, gotcha.
Late August, early September, and Gen Con's like a week before that happens.
Oh, yeah.
And so I don't know if I'll be able to go because of that. But I'll probably still buy a ticket, and then I'll just have to like offer Trevor or somebody some money if I can crash with them or something.
Yeah. Well, what was I gonna say? Well, at least you won't be buying another house this year while you're at Gen Con. Hopefully.
No.
Hopefully.
No, I won't be doing that. But other big stuff is going on, but I can't talk about it right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to Cool Mini or Not Expo, especially because like I have family in the area, so it makes it super simple for us to go down there. Even if like we don't want to get a hotel room or anything crazy, we can just crash with them. And my mom and dad are actually excited about us coming down there for Cool Mini or Not Expo. And it was a lot of fun when we went last year because it was like super laid back, but also super like professional at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. Like they had lots of demos of all their games and people teaching all their games and awesome like handouts and promos and places where you could buy stuff, but very small like people attending, and it was super casual and laid back, and you just play games with whoever you wanted and play whatever you wanted, which was a lot of fun. And of course I'll go to like the small stuff like Mace and Mega Moose Con and Mini Mace and all that stuff that's really easy for us to get to because it's semi-local, like less than an hour away or maybe like an hour and a half away. It's not too bad. And then I definitely want to go to Gen Con, and I'm definitely trying to make sure to get out to the Dice Tower convention since I'm doing so much more stuff with the Dice Tower this year. I definitely want to go down there, and that's like in June in Florida, which is going to be kind of crazy because I've never been down there. So we'll see how that goes in Orlando. But yeah.
You've never been to Orlando?
I've been to Orlando. I've just never been down to that convention, even though I've really wanted to go. So
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how much my wife gets mad at me for going to Orlando and not going to Disney, but we'll see. Matt, are you just gonna go to the whichever ones we can talk you into dragging you to?
Yeah,
Matt,
I was just gonna say ditto. That's
Matt, come with us. It's gonna be awesome.
I mean,
would you go to Gen Con again?
Yeah.
I feel like you had fun. Like you were genuinely laughing. We had a good time. We ate a lot of pizza.
Mm-hmm. We did,
bro.
I need to go to that pizza place.
Those the jalapeno or habanero.
The
cheese sticks.
Pepper?
Oh my gosh. I'd go back just for that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't want to say it.
Matt, whenever we get around to doing like our Gen Con thing, we're going to have you write up like all the different food places in the area, and you can do suggestions of where people should go. Or maybe you shouldn't, because if we do that, we're going to be so big by the time Gen Con comes around that they might like overcrowd your places. So just lead them to go other places, and then we'll still go to the secret places.
Matt's like, nah.
I mean, that would be an interesting idea if it's out of the way enough to do like meetups and stuff at some of these places. But
yeah, we could do that.
The Epic Gaming Night Food Tour.
Yeah,
2017.
That's actually a really great idea, and I would totally help orchestrate that. Like, call a restaurant every night. We go to a new restaurant and meet at a new time. I would totally help with that. Because that would be fun. Even if one person showed up, great. If nobody showed up, great. I'm still eating. Like,
I mean, yeah, even if it's just like the same crew we were rolling around with, there was like what 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, get Trevor, his posse. We can call Emerson and Stephen Avery and be like, hey guys, we got
who
some
wants
beer.
to go on the Epic Gaming?
Epic
probably
food
tour.
really busy.
It's Steven, you gotta pay for alcohol.
That's fine. I'll pay just for the story.
I'm actually kind of mad at Steve Avery. Like, I owe him like 2 lunches because he keeps buying me food, and I'm like, Steve, stop.
I like how he does it like really sneakily too. He's like, "Oh yes, can I get the check, please?" Or I'll say like my check, and you're like, "Cool." And then the whole table's just paid for, and he's like, "All right, guys, I got a game to pitch. See ya." And he just walks off, and you're like,
"But wait, did you buy for everybody?"
Even Emerson was like, "Dude, this guy, seriously."
No, man, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how I do it. You don't make it a big deal. You just do it and you walk away.
Right.
Ah,
You just do it because you love people. If you
Just
make
'cause
it a big
people are
deal, then
awesome.
it's all about you.
Well, it's like, or just let other people pay.
On a side note, though, he is one of the people I definitely want back on this show.
for sure.
I don't know if you're following him on his social media, but he's got a lot of stuff going on, and I would love to talk to him about it. And we may need to like plan a whole day, depending on his internet connection, because it may take that long. But like,
Nice.
we need Steven up.
Awesome. Hector's in the chat. It's so awesome.
Hey.
Man, I miss that guy. Hola, mi amor, mi corazón, ¿cómo está?
That's awesome. Awesome, but yeah, we definitely have to drag Hector along with us as well, because if we're gonna talk about all the fun times we have.
Oh
Yeah.
man, you don't have to drag Hector anywhere. He's a beast. I do have tape of him snoring though in the lobby. It was like during the middle of the day. You remember that, Matt? I was waiting in the room. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. He was like, "All right, we're just gonna wait right here."
I don't
Dude,
remember
wow.
that story.
No,
No,
you were
playing
somewhere
games.
else.
You were
Yeah.
You were up playing, and I was still waiting to try to get the room because they had our room situation all messed up. And Matt and Hector see me, and they're like, "Oh, cool, you're just chilling here with all of our luggage." I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, we'll sit down." And Matt gave me a piece of his pizza from that place, which was amazing. And then Hector sat down, and like 5 minutes later, I look over and he's snoring, and I took a video of it.
That's awesome. Ah.
Love that guy. He's a good guy.
Awesome. What game theme would you love to see a publisher come out with in 2017?
Somebody else go first because I don't want to go off on a rant.
On a Stranger Things rant? I'm just kidding.
Hold on. If somebody does that game, they better do that game right. If you do Stranger Things, it's too popular for somebody not to do it. If you do Stranger Things, you better do that game right. I will be so pissed if you come out with that amazing game or that amazing concept and you completely, just drop the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
that is such a great IP, and you could do so many things with that as a board game. You could do the RPG element. You could do like a tactics area control. Do you control the upside down? Do you control the normal area? I mean, there's so much you could do with that game. You could do a one versus many. You could do so much with that game.
Here
An
we
app
go.
would be cool for that game because you could have the app be. You could do a one versus many versus the app. One person's the government, the other group are the little kids, and then the app is the monster.
Is the
How
Demogorgon?
freaking cool is that? So you're trying to fight against the monster, but you're also trying to fight against everybody else. That would be freaking awesome. If somebody does that game,
When does the next season come out?
next year? They've already started filming.
I know, but I was wondering,
Yeah.
like, what did they say a month?
I don't think
yet?
they. I don't think they.
They
have a
haven't
specific-
released a date yet because it, like for example, they've already filmed the next Star Wars movie. The filming finished actually like almost a month ago,
Right.
but it takes so long for special effects. And I imagine the budget for Stranger Things season 2 was probably doubled, if not quadrupled, after the success of Stranger Things. So I imagine they're going to get some really great special effects in there for the upside down and other things like that.
That's
Not
awesome.
that it was bad in the first one, but
No, I
yeah,
think it was
the-
fine.
the budget is just they're gonna have the top people on it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be ridiculous. I'm just hoping the
Yes,
story is just.
I'm gonna
as
watch it
amazing,
all
so-
in one night. Well,
Like
it's the
last
same
time.
two brothers that are doing it, so I'm
Yeah,
excited
so-
about it.
That's awesome.
Anyway, that wasn't my rant, but you just brought that up, and I'm excited. I want that to be a beautiful game. How about you guys? Do you guys have any IPs you want to see come out next year?
I always talk about the same stuff. I feel like I'd really love
Me
to
too.
see. I really love to see like a solid Full Metal Alchemist game, like something amazing. That would be great. Then I know who was it? Like Bruno Fedudi or somebody was supposed to be making an Attack on Titan game, and it like just stalled out. Like I never saw.
No, there was a
anything
card
about it.
game that came out.
Well, duh! It's the Cryptozoic like card game engine, Cerberus engine or whatever that they do on all those games. There's a little bit of a variation, but it's the same thing, and it's gotten the same reviews as all those other games. So, but also like I'd love to see like a Trigun game. Maybe that anime is like too dead, but I love Trigun. Trigun's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things you could do with some of these awesome animes, and I would love to see like some solid thematic games come out of it. I don't know, like cooperative games you could make. Like it'd just be really cool. I don't know. All the games that I've attempted to make games for, I would love to see a game made of. I like Photoshop up some files, and then I'm like, I'm not a game designer. What am I doing? And just delete them. Like I'll like make these awesome cool things, and I'll like post them on like my Facebook. This was like back a few years back, and I'd be like, check out this game I'm like working on. People are like, oh, that looks really cool, and I just like never made it into anything. Like I just play tested a little bit myself, and just be like, this is not good.
I mean, that's okay. At least you play tested it. Conversely, I just make 30 pages of rules and then scrap all that and then start again with 8 pages of rules and then just kind of keep reiterating until I'm like on version 4 of the rules. I'm like, I'm just gonna make stuff.
Our friend Netters Plays in chat said that she played the Attack on Titan card game and it was meh. It's pretty much like all of those games. Yeah. Like I got the Naruto one because I'm really all about that theme, but like there's so many other deck building games that like just do that stuff better. Like if they just, I don't know what's wrong, but they just keep making games in that same engine, and the engine itself isn't good. So I don't understand why they keep doing it. But that's Cryptozoic for you, I guess. I don't have too many positive things to say.
It's probably because you have like a bunch of like tech savvy, like middle-aged people in their like mid to late 40s pushing on into 60 or something like that, who are like, I need something for my grandchild or my really young child, and they're like, he likes the Naruto, and so they just type that into Google and then that pops up and they're like, cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They made another.
No, that's exactly it.
They made another Naruto like cooperative game, and I heard it was okay as well. Like they tried to go a little bit more pandemic-ish with it, and it still wasn't that amazing.
I just personally feel like a lot of that sort of anime stuff that's like very story rich and has a very large universe to pull from lends itself almost better to RPGs than it does like actual board games, just because
I'm just thinking like a heavily thematic game along the lines of like Mansions of Madness or different things like that could easily make you feel like that sort of thing. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, the tech for Mansions of Madness, though, is like still very new. So you'd have to have somebody who would buy up the IP and then be like, let's do this.
I mean, even more like adventure-style games, you could easily do that sort of thing, like with, I don't know. Just make it like Eldritch Horror. Just I want to be able to upgrade my characters, collect items, and make it all super thematic. I don't know. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but you know. What about you, Matt? What would you love to see?
I mean, just anything. I would love to see Blade Runner. Yep. Blade Runner is great. And then Blade Runner 2049 movie? Is the new one coming out.
Did you see the trailer?
Yeah. I sent it to him with it. Yeah. Because I believe it's Denis Villeneuve. Is that the director's name? The guy who did Arrival? I'm not sure. But it's the same director who did Arrival. I loved Arrival. I thought it was great. So I'm not like super like, oh my god, it's gonna be great. But I'm like, you know.
Well, it was just a teaser. It was just a teaser. Yeah. It was a lot of talking and some shots. Yeah.
But I'm fine with it because like Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies. So it's like I would rather go in thinking, okay, this might be kind of and then be blown away as opposed to being like, this is gonna be the best thing ever, and then it just not be. I mean, conversely, in that same vein, Ghost in the Shell, very much a sort of cyberpunk universe. I like it. It's great. Or just kind of kick it old school, and I would love to see some like Aztec or sort of Mayan related things.
That could be the next Eric Lang thing, because all the gods and all the different type of ways he could do with that, like he's doing Rising Sun and Blood Rage.
Yeah. I just think it would be cool to explore. Like you could explore the mythology, but at the same point, you could just do kind of a real neat area control game, kind of like Game of Thrones, but set in like the Amazon rainforest. So you're exploring things, and it's like, oh, you found this native tribe who's, doing this. And I think there's a lot to explore there that would be kind of neat. But
Have you ever played Kemet, Matt?
I have not.
I really want
Kemet is kind of like that. It's kind of like that, but it's based on the Egyptian mythology, and there's like a draft to it where you get these tiles that give you certain abilities, but then it's also area control, and you need to control like these certain sites in that whole area. It might be something that you may like to play. I played it one time, and I played with Trevor,
we should
and I
play
played
it
with
together
Garrett.
because we don't know how to play the game.
Yeah.
So we might be on even footing when we play the game.
Yeah,
Because
but
it's like a draft,
It
but
seemed fun.
all the cards are revealed, right? So you can basically just
everything
buy
is
whichever
revealed.
you want. So like if you know the combos that work going into it, you definitely have the upper hand. It's like I wanted
to get the big beetle, and I wanted to get the big lion that had the wings that could fly and jump on people.
That's awesome.
And that was a cool combo, but it's not the combo you need to bring out troops and stuff like that. And so like a big beetle versus 50 troops doesn't matter. So,
Yeah.
But that beetle looked cool though. I mean, that beetle was up.
That's really that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It was shiny.
I've heard amazing things about that game, and I've never played it. And it's a game that's like right
Well, I've got it.
in my alley. So, do you know how to play, Rob? Is that like something you could teach us? You're like, nah, I don't know how to play the game.
I mean, it was almost 2 years ago. Maybe not 2 years ago. It was a while ago. I didn't play it at all this year. It was early last year, maybe, when I played it. So
we got so many of those games that you own, Rob, that we need to just hit the table. We need to play Cry Havoc. We need to play that.
tell me to bring them, and I'll bring them.
You got to learn the rules.
You.
It's so hard for me to learn the rules for a game that I don't own. Like,
I think I remember most of Cry Havoc.
Yeah, let's do it. I think I remember most of Cry Havoc too.
If I come on Friday, I'll bring it Friday. But we'll probably have 9 people show up on Friday, so we can't play it.
Yeah.
2 tables.
It'll be all right.
2 tables.
We'll see.
Who knows? But yeah, Rob, what was your rant gonna be? You're gonna do a rant. You never.
Well, it's not going to be as bad now, but I really want somebody to come out with a good slasher game.
Oh yeah.
And last Friday was absolutely terrible. It was so terrible. I played the demo and I sold my copy, and I'm glad I did because now you can buy it for like $25 on Amazon.
I feel so bad because I felt like that was a good
I don't
story.
feel bad. They did a bad job.
I'm saying for me,
Don't
I felt
feel
like there was a
bad. They
good
did a
story of
crappy
me
job.
going in there and racing and trying to get that game for you, and then it just turned out to be terrible. Because I was like,
great.
I
The sad
helped
thing was I
Rob
think
out.
Your story was better than the game itself.
I helped Rob
Yeah.
out. Like I got in there. I was trying to go get with Hector and like get in line so that way we could do it. But they just like pushed me into the convention hall, and I went over there, and they were just like selling them like before it was even open. I'm like, okay, I'll just buy this for Rob right now. And I texted Hector. I'm like, I got it. You don't have to wait in line anymore. And
It was crazy. It's like we were like, you could have done that 2 days prior. And you're like, no, man, I can't. I got a demo. I'm like, no, seriously, you could get in there and go
I
do
mean,
it right.
the first day I had to be in there, like demoing right when the doors open, and I didn't know how to play the games. So like, when I went in there early, they taught me how to play the games that I had to demo, which was pretty important for demoing. Like, you don't want to
it is.
demo to somebody and be like, "Let me look in the rule book." Yeah, you can do that. Like, it's nice to know how to play the game. So that's what I was focused on.
I think I'm gonna have to make my slasher game. I'm just gonna have to make it. I'm gonna look back on the Google file that Matt typed up. I'm just gonna cut it in half. If not,
Good luck sorting through all that junk.
well, like here's what I love about Emerson, and here's what I love about Isaac, and here's even what I love about Eric. Some of their best games, when you really think about it, are pretty simple.
Yeah.
Their rules are not very complex. Spectre Ops is not a complex game to play. Blood Rage itself is really not a complex game to play. You have a draft, you do this, you have a couple of options. Here you go. That's it.
Yeah.
And so I think that was one of our problems when we were doing the rules for that game is we try to overthink it. No. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Not that you're stupid. That's the acronym.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, sweetie.
I mean, that is one of the main things of game design is you always start with way too much and you just have to thin it all out.
And then you just
and
hack
make
it down. What
super
don't you
simple.
need? What don't you need? But that, and then a game that I would like. What was the original question? Games that you want to see?
What game would you love to see?
Theme. Game theme.
Game theme would
I
you
want
love
the
to see
Matrix
come
still.
out?
I still think the Matrix could be a fantastic theme. I still think the IP right now is pretty affordable if there is even a price on it. I just love the whole Queen's Gambit type of idea that I had for it because you could totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna keep wanting that until somebody makes it because I think it was a fun trilogy to watch. Got a little crazy in the second one, but it ended strong. And so
here's what we do. We make a couple of mildly successful board games, get bought up by Asmodee, and then have them buy the IPs for all the stuff that we want to make board games for, like Stranger Things or The Matrix.
But they don't buy IPs. They have IPs, and they make you make games of those same ones.
Well,
over and over and over. But then they don't. Well, we'll talk about that later because there's a question coming up. What expansions?
Where's my triggered filter? I need to get that ready. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So yeah, the next question is, what game would you love to see an expansion for in 2017?
Game of Thrones. Shut your mouth and freaking do it. It's about to end. Do a Game of Thrones expansion. It is so amazing. It's such a great game. It needs it. Do it. You can even play it off the original board. Make a small box set expansion when you do all the countries, across the sea or whatever with Daenerys and all the slave cities and everything, and do an expansion and add in her and the Dothraki and everybody else and her army, the guys that have been castrated and everything.
You want like a completely new map? Like just a whole new map for the game?
A small map that can be attached onto it that you put on like the bottom corner. Okay, because Fantasy Flight is not afraid of big boards. So just add on to it a little bit and add on all these new expansions or all these. You could add on several different factions and add on into the game and add the freaking dragons into the game and make them like now with the Wildlings where the dragons just fly over and destroy a bunch of stuff. I mean, come on. That is such a great game and that is a good IP. And they're coming out with this other stuff with Game of Thrones that doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
Like they're redoing Cosmic Encounter. Now, I want to be careful real quick because I actually really like their Iron Throne game. I thought that was fun. I thought they did a good job with that.
It was good.
But then they came out with that cartoon-looking one that I'm not even going to play because it looks like a Cartoon Network Game of Thrones game. And I just, come on, man. Do this game. It's such a great game. That's the game I want to see an expansion for. Mm-hmm. I'd also like to see one for Blood Rage, but I know Eric Lang's not going to do it because he said, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I don't know why. What's wrong with you? Yeah.
But unfortunately, this was Cool Mini or not, because if he's with Asmodee, they would just be pumping that out. Milking that cow. It's in.
Unless freaking cool. If Asmodee buys Cool Mini or not next year.
Did you hear that?
Don't even say it.
No. Cool Mini or not actually is now selling stock in their company on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, not in the American Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
The Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
And that worries me. That worries me a lot. Because
now
do you
they're
remember
a public company, so
well, it doesn't matter. Do you remember the very first Gen Con you ever went to, Roy?
Yeah.
Christian Peterson
was saying how much they wanted to get into the Hong Kong or the
He said
Chinese.
How much they wanted to get into Asia.
Yeah.
They are not at all in the Asian market. They would love to get in the Asian market. What better way to now buy a company that has stock in an Asian market? Because the Hong Kong market is not just China. It may just be China because China's got over 1 billion people and it is a communist country. But I imagine they also probably do some trading with Russia in that market because Russia's also a communist country. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a big revenue. You're talking about 1.5 billion people, because how many does Russia have? Like 500 million or something like that. Like, you're talking about a huge market. Over a fifth of the world's population is just in those two countries alone. Mm-hmm. I mean, anyway, if they buy them, I'm just gonna be. I don't know. I haven't seen anything great come out yet of the mergers, and it depresses me, man. I don't even want to talk about it.
We'll just have a merger. We'll just have like a merger mega podcast if it happens.
Well, like if it were to move well,
But now,
if it were to go well, it wouldn't be a problem. But you would think that they would have plans in place, like, hey, I'm going to buy your company. Before I buy your company, give me a list of the 10 next items your company is going to distribute. Okay, great. You'd think you'd have a game plan for that product before you buy the company, and you'd have a plan for that. But it seems like they're buying these companies, and then they're putting the company's projects, and they bought those companies. Why? Because they were successful, because they made good games. And so they're putting those projects in the back burner, but you bought them because they made good games. So why are you putting their good games in the back burner? I mean, this is really dumb. And now you're overhyping it, and you're trying to, like, Dead of Winter, I like Plaid Hat Games. I really do. But I'm not crazy about a flick 'em up Dead of Winter. I think they're only doing that because of a merger. It's a let's jump on the Dead of Winter hype.
I think that was started before that happened, though. I mean,
that
the
was
merger
started probably with the F2Z
Right.
relationship. But you're not. It's going to be fun. It's going to be like a first-person shooter cutesy game. Like, I like Dead of Winter because of the story and the theme and the craziness that goes with it.
I still want Dead of Winter in space.
Oh, bro, that's not.
Hang on. That's absolutely a game we need to add to what games are you looking forward to in 2017?
No. What games are you looking forward to in 2021? Dead of Winter
Lost
in Space.
in Space. Man, it's coming.
It better?
Hold your breath, Matt. It would just be like you're in space.
I am more hyped for that game than I am Rising Sun. I just forgotten about it because it's been that long.
Yep.
And so is everybody else. It's unfortunate, but that's anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, but
I like
Rob,
Asmodee. I like Fantasy Flight.
if you want to, you can buy stock in Cool Stuff on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and you could own Cool Mini or Not. Come on.
No,
that's actually not a bad idea, though.
No, it is a bad idea because that stock to me personally would be worthless the day Asmodee buys it.
They have
actual retail value $86.23. Rob's emotional value -4.
The day Asmodee bought it, I would sell my stock. Like after the deal was official,
I would
sell you could make you can make bank on that though. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
Buy now, they get bought out, and you make some money off of the.
I'm just disappointed I'm just disappointed I didn't make the little triggered box that I was gonna make to go over Rob's window.
It's fine.
It's so
I need
dumb,
it so
man.
often. Awesome. What was the question? Expansions.
Games you want to see the expansions for?
I want to see expansions for like all of my favorite games. It's ridiculous. Like, I just want to see more for everything that I love. Is that weird? I just want to see. I would love to see more Twilight Imperium. I'd love to see more War of the Ring. I'd love to see more Zaya. Like, hey, Zaya Kickstarter.
You're not getting War of the Ring for a while.
Shh! Don't talk to me like that.
Well, Ares just did theirs last year, and they got pushed back 2 quarters. It just released.
You're right.
Like, yeah.
Mechs versus Minions, like even more, even though I haven't finished the game. Matt's like, stop it.
That would be cool to add in, like,
definitely not happening.
I don't know, man.
You don't see that happening? I could see them adding more characters, just like they do League of Legends. You buy these characters to add these combos to do these things.
I think they might do it, but I don't think it's happening this next year.
You're right,
bro. They're already sold out. They're already sold out until their June wave. My buddy, we were gonna play it while he was here. We never got around to it, but he went to go order it, and he was like, "The next wave won't ship until June of 2017."
I try to tell everybody. Try to tell everybody to get on board. Try to tell everybody.
Yeah.
So.
And I think if they make expansions for that, they'll keep the hype alive.
Rogue One expansion for Star Wars Rebellion.
Have you seen that movie yet?
No.
I've seen it twice now. Oh, it's so good.
I didn't get my invite either time. I'm really confused. No, I'm just kidding.
I felt really bad. I got off work one day and was driving home, and Hector was like, "Hey, man," and I just happened to realize he was in front of me on the drive home, and I was like, "Hey, bud, what's up? Are you in front of me?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What you up to?" He's like, "Nothing much. Gonna go watch Rogue One. You want to come with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then so I pulled off the exit and was gonna go with him, and then I realized what day it was and that I had stuff to do, and I was like, "No."
That's terrible.
I called him back and I was like, "I'm sorry." I just got so excited. I was like, "Yeah, Rogue One. All right, cool. Hanging out with Hector. Yeah." And then I was like, it's Wednesday. No.
That's like the worst.
That was like the worst day for me. I was so mad the rest of the day.
Hey, but at least no one spoiled anything for you.
Yeah. It's whatever.
If you really think about it, there's not a lot to spoil. I mean,
it's already all been spoiled.
Like
what was I
Donnie
gonna
Yen's
say?
character gets blinded.
We can
I don't
start the
care.
anger train again, and I'll say I'd really love to see a Spectre Ops expansion.
Yeah,
I emailed him about that.
I was gonna say it.
Okay, Matt,
did
your
email
turn.
me
I'll
back.
stop.
Nah, it's fine. Games I'd like to see an expansion for. Ugh. Junk art.
Just more shapes, more
Yeah,
play
more
modes.
shapes. I don't know. A couple of game modes. I mean, seriously, they could put
Where's
it out
that
like a
Rhino
small
Hero
box.
at? Why is that not in our top exciting
bag
games?
with wooden shapes and another piece of paper and says, "This is a new game mode. Here are some new shapes," and you'd buy it for $20 and be like, "That's great," and just pour it in your box, and it'd be wonderful.
Oh yeah.
We need the new version of Rhino Hero / the Rhino Hero expansion. That would be amazing. Because isn't it supposed to be coming?
Yeah, Haba, they're supposed to have it come out next year. The deluxe edition where you can like make 2 towers and connect them and stuff.
Dude, I want it.
Oh man.
It'd be awesome.
I want to say another WizWar expansion, actually.
I may have ordered the one that we haven't played yet. So we need to play that.
Yeah.
So it's been on my wish list for like years. So I was like, pull the trigger. Make it happen.
That game's just like in the best possible way. It's just absolute goofiness.
I know. I'm planning on. I put a post out saying, "Hey, what old games would people like to see reviews of?" Because I'm trying to figure out what of my games I need to do reviews. And like the first comment, like immediately after I posted it, was WizWar, and I'm like, it was already on the list. I'm gonna do it because there's been a few people that like have given WizWar mediocre / negative reviews for whatever reason. So I definitely need to set the record straight on WizWar.
Hey, when you do that, let me know. I want to help.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because I want to do it and all the expansions. So I was thinking about the Dice Tower doesn't have a Secret Hitler review. Would you guys be interested in doing like a multi-person Secret Hitler review? So
Yes.
Because it will
That
be
would
so
great.
rage
It just
inducing.
starts out, no!
I'll have to edit down when we get too heated, but we can make it good. We can all say our points and stuff. So, and I mean,
The review is literally just going to be the three of us arguing back and forth, and at the end we go, "This
this is what the game is
gameplay's
like."
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, because there's not that many reviews of that game up either. So, but yeah. Next question. What would your dream guest be to have on the show in 2017? Mine, Corey Konezka. I'm gonna get on that.
Oh man.
I'm
Oh,
not
my
gonna know how to
goodness.
spell that last name.
Just look at
Google.
the box of Star Wars Rebellion, or a box of Mansions of Madness, or a box of Battlestar Galactica. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of my favorite games are made by that dude. And I know his name is probably on a lot of the boxes because he, like, is the project manager over at Fantasy Flight. But he did a lot of work. He did work on the expansions for Twilight Imperium. Like, he designed the expansion for Twilight Imperium, which add a lot to the game. So there's, like, he just knows a lot about thematic games and the style of game that I like to play. So I would love
I'm gonna
to
try
have
to
him on the
find
show.
the picture that I took with him, Matt.
Okay.
Bro, he is. I don't mean this in a bad way, Corey. If you're listening, he is really small. Like
We've posted on
really
Instagram
small.
before.
That
Is he,
picture
like,
that I took
short?
with him with the bowl with his
I've got
old
it.
haircut,
I've got it on the Instagram. I could easily find it. So
bro. I tower over him. Imagine
He
AJ
looks like he
size,
would be
but a little
tall.
bit skinnier. No, imagine AJ size a little bit skinnier, but then like maybe 5'5", maybe 5'5".
Okay.
I don't normally
Bro,
get like super
I look like
nervous.
I could eat him, and when I took his picture, he didn't know who I was. It was my very first Gen Con I ever went to. I wasn't with Roy or anything, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh," because he was a big part of Mansions of Madness and stuff. And I was like, "You're Corey Konezka. Take my picture." And he's like, "Okay, like don't hurt me." Like
That's how it was with
It's
me.
like the fountain just runs up to somebody and it's like, "Hello."
I met him for the
Yes.
first time like this past Gen Con, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't know who he actually is or what he actually looks like because he looks crazy. But I went up to him and I was like, oh my gosh, Corey Konezka, like, I love Star Wars Rebellion. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. He's like, oh, thanks, man. It keeps the lights on. And I'm like, yep. And I'm like, man, half my shelves are Corey Konezka games. He's like, thanks, man. Like, we really appreciate you buying the games. It keeps the lights on. And I'm like, Yeah, I'm paying your electricity bills. I don't understand, but it was a lot of fun. So I'm excited. He was all about talking about Star Wars Destiny and stuff like that. So, but good times. I'm definitely a fan of his thematic games. So
I don't know. A lot of people are really liking Star Wars Destiny right now.
I know they need to stop. I see a lot of people on Twitter trying to bring people to the dark side. It's evil. You must resist the dark side and not play Star Wars Destiny or any collectible games. But yeah, a lot of my friends are playing that right now. So good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt, who would you want to get on the show?
Emerson Matsuuchi.
Right?
Yeah.
Dream guest. Dream guest. Man, if we could
He is a dream guest.
If we could get like someone big league like Emerson Matsuuchi, we would know we've made it, you know?
Dude, he's great.
He's awesome, for sure.
He is awesome, Roy.
I know he is. By the way, make sure to listen to our 2 podcasts that we had Emerson on back in the day.
Yeah.
Because they are great. I've gone back and listened to them before, and I don't even like our podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I love our podcast. But
I know. I don't listen to our old stuff. The new stuff I listen to, but I did listen to some of our old stuff, and then I stopped because I wanted to shoot myself.
Well, you know, there's some growing and learning experiences. Here's to a better 2017. What do you think, Rob? Who should we try to get on the show?
Bro, Eric Lang would be a top pick for me. Corey Kineska would also be a top pick for me.
Yeah.
I would really like Stephen Avery back on. He was a lot of fun. And then somebody besides Eric Lang from Cool Mini or Not, just because they are. I mean,
I want to do like one of their miniature sculptors.
We've had
it would
just
be
about
amazing.
everybody from Plaid Hat on.
It would be amazing to have the person who sculpted like the Blood Rage miniatures or the Rising Sun miniatures, like that. Those are so good. I would just love to talk to them about their process of like what they do and what they go through and how they do the concepts and like what art they look at to like do it. Like if all the art's already there and they like go off the art and how they make that into like a 3D model. Like it would be awesome to talk to those people just about that process because we love.
You know who else I would like to have on the show? And I don't know if this is possible, but I would really like to have Eric Summerer on the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does a lot of stuff across the entertainment, board and he's also part of the Dice Tower and stuff like that. But
right, and it makes a lot of sense too because all the author stuff. I mean, he works with all the audiobooks, so it'd be good with you trying to be an author to talk to him too.
I mean, not that I would just talk to him about that the whole time, but it would probably come up a couple times.
So you're looking at doing an audiobook for a young adult book?
Yeah, well, mine's not young adult.
What is yours now?
Yes. It never was young adult. Young adult is high school. My character's not in high school. My character's in his 20s.
I thought you that's the kind of books you like to read.
Well, or the kind of books I would like to sell, because those are the type of books, if they're good, they become a scholastic book. And so if you're scholastic, you have it made, because then you become part of the national high school curriculum of books to read. And so you're going to have 1 million+ copies sold just because you're a scholastic book, because it's now part of their curriculum to read your book. So, yes, I would love to do that. But, mine's adult. Or if you want to give it any type of thing, new adult, but new adult's not even really a thing. Mine's just like, my character's in his mid-20s.
I'd love to have Jamie Stegmaier on and talk about like his Kickstarter policies, because he's one of the big guys that's all about like non-Kickstarter exclusives and making sure that all the stuff is available like after the Kickstarter. They can be exclusive for a certain amount of time, but people can still get them. And I like a lot of his stuff. And of course they did Scythe, which is amazing. And I'd really like to have Devin Lowe on, who did all of the Legendary games, or he did all of Marvel Legendary stuff. He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
There's so many awesome designers and publishers and stuff out there. We just gotta get them contacts, man. Gotta get them contacts.
I would also like us next year to possibly do a show at some of the new locations here around town.
Yeah.
Just maybe try to do a couple meetups. I just think that would be kind of fun if we did something. Mm-hmm. Like if you pay $1, you can touch Matt's beard or something like that.
I don't know how many people would
I'd pay $5. I just keep my hand in there.
terrified.
That's not terrifying. That's beautiful.
Awesome. What gaming technology would you love to see implemented in the future?
Future, or just like 2017?
Whatever. We can go as far out as we want. This is the future and 2017 podcast. You can go as far as you want, man.
I would love to see holograms.
Yeah. Or instead of miniatures, it just shows up on the board and they actually reenact and fight like in Star Wars.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I just think holograms would be great. That would be the furthest I would like to see technology, because I still want that face-to-face interaction, like we're still sitting down to play. But I think it'd be really cool to like see some of the animation from a hologram. Like if you blow something up, you could see like a little minor explosion or something like that. Like I think that'd be kind of fun. So
what do you think about like the table surfaces or whatever that you could have like the miniatures on it and would recognize the miniatures and all that stuff? I know they have some of that stuff in the works, but I know it's never like taken off, or it's all ridiculously expensive all the time. I would love to see
that stuff.
I'd love to see a lot of improvements to 3D printing so that you could just print out expansions for the game easily. That would be amazing. Be like, oh, here's this print and play, like print on demand expansion, but you print it at your house, and the miniatures look like cool mini or not quality miniatures. You're just like, nice. New
yeah, but they have to
game.
come down on they have to come down on those printers. Those printers and the ink and stuff are expensive.
So I'm talking about the future. I don't think the plastic isn't that bad. Like the spools, I don't think it's that crazy.
Nah. I mean, it's
okay. It may not be that crazy, but how long does that spool last you?
I mean, we're talking about miniatures; they're not that big.
You also did just buy a $2,000 printer, so.
Who did?
I'm just no. Like if you're
the printer's
if
expensive for sure. But I'm talking about the future.
I mean, that's one of the greatest marketing schemes of all time was the freaking razor blade. Hey, I'll sell you this razor blade, and you know what? I'll give you the whole thing for $5. Here you go. The whole kit and caboodle, the handle, the razor blade, and everything. Great. Oh, but by the way, the blades average about 30 days. Okay, so now every 30 days you're going to be spending $2.99 on new razor blades, and that's how razor blades made all their money. They didn't make their money on the product that held the razor blade; they made it on the razor blade. So the same thing with those kind of printers, because I used to sell copiers, and that's how we made our money. Sure, buy this $5,000 copier, but the toner and the cartridges that come in it, they're only going to last you X, and we're going to make our money when you need to order a new toner. So come on, order a new toner. So, I mean,
yeah.
Anyway. I think about stuff like that, and the economy of Greece, which has been in shambles.
It's coming around. It's all right.
It's coming around, right, bro? They have good food though.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt? You're
and
a tech
fantastic views. My answer is just going to be really lame by comparison. I think a lot of the tech integration that you guys are talking about, it's neat, but I don't think it's something that's necessary. Like, I think app integration, I think I would love to see Fantasy Flight go further with what they're doing. Make their apps better. Not that they're bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just think there's a great deal of room for improvement. And they can certainly come in and iterate on that and make their games, like, super good so it appeals to everybody and not just board gamers or fans of previous games. Conversely, I would love to see new... like analog tech, so to speak, like board tech and stuff. Like I would love to see, like, you know how we always talk about like that Stranger Things game where we just have a board that you can flip over, and on one side it's the upside down, on one side it's the regular world, and then you have some way that whatever you're doing on the front part of the board in the regular world correlates to something on the upside down, and it makes stuff move. I think that would be really interesting. I don't know how it would be done.
Magnets.
Technically, yeah, but I mean, I think it would be cool to see something like that in other games. Maybe not specifically a Stranger Things game, but or like Roy,
how would you do that in other games though? Because Stranger Things, that makes sense with the upside down. Why would you want to flip over the board in another game? And how could it mess with it conversely? Because the thing about Stranger Things is it's the same world, it's just in the upside down. So if you did a different game, will it be a new city, or is it the same city, like, let's say post-war, pre-war, whatever kind of stuff, or post-famine, pre-famine?
You could do something like that where it's like a time-hopping game, so it's like you're trying to do stuff in the past to affect the future, so you're doing it in the past on the front part of the board, and then you change some stuff around, and you flip the board over when you're back in the future to see what's changed, and then you're like, oh, nope, that wasn't right.
Well, yeah, that could be like a cool kind of Euro type of a game. You're trying to save up so many cubes for food, but then you come to find out, no, in the future we really needed X. Matt, let's do it.
I mean, I just think it would be cool to do something like that. Like, again, conceptually, I don't have any ideas on how it would work, but
hey, they came out last Friday. We don't need to come up with an idea that would work. We just need to come up with
I've got so many like crazy like craft ideas, like to upgrade
I was gonna say,
board games that are weird.
I loved those dice that you bought. The
the ones where you can pop the things out and put
like
ones in.
Prototyping dice that you have, where you can
I would
like,
love to see an amazing game that used those. But currently the only game that uses them is terrible. So, and I never made a game with it. It's the Rattle Battle Grab the... No, it's not that. It's Rattle Bones is the name of the game, but there's these dice that have little things that pop out, and you can put different faces on the dice. And basically it's a roll and move game, and when you move around, you go to different locations so that you can get little things that let you move more or have like little actions. It's... Everything I've heard is that the game is terrible, but the dice are really cool in it. You can get like the actual dice that come in the game with just blank faces from on Board Game Geek to use for like prototype stuff. Just they're saying you can just write on there and pop whatever faces on, and they can be different colors. But it'd be cool if there was a game where you could have dice where you could upgrade the things. One thing that I'd love to do to like upgrade a crazy component is I really want to have 6-player WizWar. And have it be a cube with magnets, and you're walking around the outside. Like I could do this. I could make this happen. It's just this...
I actually saw something on the D&D subreddit the other day, where somebody had made a dungeon that is a cube that the players were running around in, and I was like,
would be so easy for cool. WizWar, because the different things you're supposed to pop out the other side. But if you're playing 6 players, it would have to be a cube so that you could pop out on the different sides or whatever. And it would just be like, okay, well, you're whipping around here. And if you just had magnets on all the things so you're walking around the outside of the cube, I thought it'd be cool to have it like almost like set up like a diamond, and you could actually like turn it around like a globe sort of thing. And I'm like, man, I could do all these things if I actually had money. I don't have any money. I also...
You get real crafty, you make it out of plexiglass, and you put all the stuff on the inside. And then you move your people around with little magnetic sticks. I don't know what I'm thinking about. It's just goof.
It would be really hard when you had to go on the corner. When they're on the inside. He would
just fall down and you'd be like, okay, everybody hang on, I need to shake it.
Dude, could you imagine how much that would just mess up people's brains with spatial recognition? Be like, he's over there. How many spaces is that? It's just
you're
so
like
weird.
trying to draw one of those like lines from the center dot to another center dot, and you're like, I know I can see you because it's literally a 90-degree angle, and I'm here and you're there. I can see.
Nice. What was I gonna say? The other thing that I thought would be really cool is they make these globes that like you have this base that plugs in and has power, but it like literally like just makes like magnetic positioning and it just like floats. You can have it float around. I've seen ones that have like plants like bonsai trees on them and stuff like that. But I really want to get one of those and put it underneath my Twilight Imperium board so I can have Mechatol Rex just literally floating in the middle of the board. And I've like had plans to do these things, and I just always watch the prices of the things, and I'm just like, is the Instagram picture worth the $50? And I'm like, it would get so many likes. I know it would get so many likes, and I could put it on Board Game Geek, and people would be like crazy about it. But it's just like, is it worth $50 to make it happen? Because I'd have to get the globe in and paint it, because it's like a planet globe of like the Earth, and I'd be like, nope, it's gonna be Mechatol Rex now. Yeah, it would just be really cool because it'd be literally floating in the middle of the board, which would be awesome. There's some other stupid things, but yeah, silly things.
Yeah.
Good times. Next question. What older game do you really want to get back to the table in 2017? Rob's like, I don't play older games.
I love older games. Rob's
gonna bring back like I want to get Trouble back to the
Going super old school.
No. Axis and Allies for me because I don't think I played it at all this year. And I have
time.
There is still time, just not people.
We start today.
I would like to get the World War I edition out because I got it last year and I still haven't played it, and it comes with a bunch of factions, and it's an older game. So
World War I would actually probably be more interesting to me. Just
bro,
because
the map is freaking huge.
The
There's
logistics
8
of it.
factions. Oh,
yeah, the logistics of it are so much more interesting because there's no real mechanized infantry, so it's all like trench-based warfare and like actual cavalry, not like there are a couple of tanks, but they're still dudes on horses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but the tanks were
planes.
savage.
Yeah, they got
I've been
stuck a
playing
lot.
Battlefield 1 on. Have you played it at all?
No, I've wanted to.
I hope half of that stuff is not true because that was a brutal war, throwing mustard gas and killing each other, incendiary grenades and stuff like that, like little napalm grenades on each other. They have tanks that have flamethrowers on the sides. It's like, are you freaking serious? And then the freaking blimps just dropping bombs. It doesn't even matter. They're not howitzers. That's a tank. I can't remember the name. What's the name of the big German blimp? You know what I'm talking about.
Zeppelins or no?
The Zeppelins. Zeppelins.
Yeah.
Man, they had those
I
Zeppelins.
said it super quiet.
Oh
'cause I
my
didn't want to
gosh.
be wrong.
But man, that was like a brutal war. And what's cool too about the game, Axis and Allies, World War One, it comes with like little propeller planes, and it shows the different types of tanks and stuff like that. Like it's a very pretty game, and there's an economy to it. Like it's not just roll dice. Like you got to make sure you have money to buy this, and you got to have factories to be able to build your stuff. You can't just build stuff because you control X amount of places. You have to have money to be able to do it, and so it can be a pretty in-depth game. And so I think you guys would like it. If you like Twilight Imperium, where you have to have economy and all that kind of stuff, you would like this.
Yeah,
But you don't like History, Roy, so we don't play it.
it's too real. What was I gonna say? I'd really love to play the Android board game just because it's so weird, and I haven't played it in a really long time.
Is that the murder mystery one?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we need to play it at some point just so we can talk about it on the podcast because it is interesting and weird. And like you said, Matt, it is a cyberpunk game. It's a cyberpunk murder mystery where you have robot people and all these different things, and it's extremely thematic because each character has their flaws and their backstories, and they're struggling with their past, and you're trying to figure out how to get the character to solve the murder mystery, but also they're struggling with their past, and there's like so many different elements to the game. It just makes it really hard to get to the table because it's really long and it's really like complex. It's you forget the game every single time you're done playing it. You just forget how to play. So every time I go to play it, I have to watch videos and videos and videos to remember how to play because it's up there in complexity. But it'd be fun to play that. Also, I'd love to play Dune again. Matt loves Dune /Rex, but my brother got me a copy of the old Dune board game, and I really like that theme, and I'd really like to actually get that to the table. I just feel like I really need to sleeve everything hardcore, and the cards are all like weird sizes, so because that game is super collectible now. But yeah, I need to find a group that wants to make Dune happen. Because the spice must flow, for sure. What do you think, Matt? What game do you really want to play again?
Man, I don't know. Like, older game is kind of hard. I would like to play Wizwar again, as mentioned.
It will happen
previously. Yeah, it's good. I think Wizwar would be fun to play. Part of me wants to play XCOM.
And then the other part makes you stressed
It's
out
just
thinking
like-
about playing XCOM.
Well, no, it's like, I'm not stressed out. It's just I know I'm gonna lose. But
Hey, we won last
what
time
is
we
gonna
played.
be? Yeah,
Did we follow the rules correctly?
Yeah.
I know that first time we didn't, and I was like, "This is a breeze." And then they were like, "Yeah, you don't get all this stuff," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's
Less
that's
of a
part of the things
breeze.
about recording video plays on the internet is if you mess up, people will tell you you're doing it way wrong.
yeah." I'm trying to think of other stuff, but I'm not really coming up with a whole lot.
I really want to play Eclipse again just because I have it and it's
Oh
it's awesome.
yeah.
I've never played it.
I know.
We should do
need to,
that.
Rob.
Yeah.
Mostly, I just like designing my ships.
Yeah, that's the best part about the game, honestly, is just figuring out how to
Yeah.
design your ship. I'm gonna put this on this ship and do this, and now I'm gonna build the ship, and I'm gonna
We're
do
just
this.
gonna do engines and missiles. Nothing else.
Missiles.
Engines and missiles.
Missiles for days.
People are running around with dreadnoughts, and you have like one like carrier, and then like 48 fighters, and you're like, "Here
It's
we
all
go!"
like you shoot off your 47 missiles, and if you kill their entire squad, you win the battle. If one of their squad survives, you lose the battle. The one little fighter
Swarm
just
tanks.
rolls the die until it kills
It's great.
you. But yeah, I think you'd like the game, Rob. I mean, there's a lot going on in it, but I think there's enough in it that fits your gameplay style that you'd still like it. So
Yeah.
But yeah. Awesome stuff. And
Spec drops. Last one, throw it in there. It's
I
fine.
mean, that's not an old game, but I mean, we do need to play it.
it's old to Matt because he hasn't played it. You haven't played it since
Yeah.
Gen Con, right?
How about we don't play it, Emerson? If you're listening, we don't play it until the app comes out.
No, don't put him under that kind of
That's
pressure.
messed up.
He's the only one working on it. He doesn't have the Fantasy Flight team of people behind him.
You should. They all got bought out.
Yeah, but they don't care. Yeah, man.
Awesome. So do you guys have any board game resolutions for 2017? Is there anything that you want to do in gaming in this coming year?
I like to play all the games that I own that I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should start in January then.
That was my resolution last year.
What I did, because I want to, I feel like I want to do that again, like make my checklist of all the games I own and try to play through them again. Because when I was doing that, I ended up getting a wide variety of games played, which was pretty awesome. I was just like, hey, we haven't played this game yet. Let's put this game on the table. Let's do it. It was also when a lot of the games were new to everybody, so it was easier to be like, new game, new game, new game. They weren't new to me. I knew the rules, so it was easy to teach, but I was just like, check out all these new things. But I made like a checklist on my phone, and whenever I would play a game, I just check it off, and then I just forcefully try to play the ones that hadn't been checked off yet. It was pretty fun. By the end of the year, I had just a few games left on the list, and I'm like, I should probably get rid of these games because I had an entire year and I was trying to play the games and I couldn't bring myself to bring these to the table. They must not be that good. So, and I felt that way about the games. I was like, I didn't actually want to teach people these because they're embarrassing games. And I took a bunch of them and sold them.
And yet somehow I still played Killer Bunnies.
Killer Bunnies has some nostalgia. I'm sorry, Matt.
There you go. Hey, no, that's fine, man.
You know Phil loves that
Just
game.
because I don't like it. That's okay.
And that's
Phil's
why
his own
Phil doesn't
person.
play games with us anymore.
Yeah, because Matt won't be nice to Killer Bunnies.
It's fine. People are allowed to like what they like. I'm just also allowed
You're
to
just
not like what they like.
You're like, I just don't have to. I can step out of
Yeah.
that game and go play something else in the other room.
Yeah, if you just sort of like, all right, guys, Killer Bunnies. I'm like, cool. I'm just gonna go walk around your neighborhood.
Do we have
for 10
snacks?
minutes
I'm
or
gonna
something.
snacks right now. That
Or
game's
make a
probably.
cake. I'll be right back.
I would rather do my taxes. I'm gonna go do my taxes real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't do that. I give that to my bank.
Oh, nice.
Your bank does your taxes?
Yeah, State Employees Credit Union, baby. I just give it to it. It's free. So good.
I
Nice.
wish.
Um,
Man, my taxes, I hope they're not bad this year. I don't have the money that I did. Ugh.
also,
You guys remember that? That was a sad time. I came in all beat up.
it was pretty sad.
Ugh.
What was I gonna say? Also,
Hey, I bought Mission Red Planet.
oh yeah, you told me last week. I'm excited about that. Matt, have you heard about that game? It's a, I think it has simultaneous action selection sort of thing going on, and you're picking what actions you want to do, and you're trying to like fly out and do some sort of area control on Mars, but you actually have to launch your spaceships to get to Mars. So, and there's specific things you can do to like sabotage other people's spaceships and crap like that while they're trying to go there. I don't know. Good times.
What was it called?
Mission Red Planet. It's got a lot of.
I
really
got the
good
new
reviews.
edition. It's got some pretty cool minis and stuff that comes with it. It's a fantasy flight game.
Okay.
But yeah, another resolution is just all the board game media. Just don't stop, make it happen. But yeah,
Don't stop. Oh, speaking of board game media, thank you to the guys that wrote, Rob, you are a handsome man.
Matt doesn't
I
know about this
appreciate
story.
I appreciate that
Did you
so
describe?
much.
Did you tell Matt about this?
I did not. So, Matt, last week on the
I'm pretty
podcast.
sure it was just. I'm pretty sure you guys sent it to in the group text.
Yeah, but you didn't understand.
Okay.
You
Or
might not have
something,
understood what
okay.
happened.
Roy and I
Alright.
did the reviews for the new expansions for the War of the Ring.
Yeah.
And they launched like the day after our podcast. Like they were launching on Wednesday, and Roy and I were doing the podcast on Tuesday. And I was like, hey, man, anybody listening, I would just really appreciate it if you just went on to one of the videos and just randomly put, Rob, that man's handsome. Just randomly in the comments. Like, one, I would appreciate it. And two, that'd just be kind of cool. On both videos, people did it. And I was like, that's awesome.
Rob also in the end of the video, he was all like, "You don't have to tell the truth. You can lie. Just say it. Say, Rob, you're handsome. Just do it. I will." Like he was going off, like he was saying lots of crazy stuff. So it was pretty awesome when it like actually happened. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I wonder what Tom Vassell thinks about this.
Well, yeah, because that content's not controlled by us. That's all controlled by the Dice Tower. So
Yeah, for sure.
on their videos, they're having these comments of these other people being handsome.
I wonder if it's just going to be a trend. Like people are just every video that Rob's in, they're going to search it down and write, Rob's handsome on it. Is that going to be a theme?
That'd be hilarious.
Is that going to be a theme now?
Why not? Yes.
It's like, why is there a comment? It's not even the same people. It's so weird. He must really be handsome. Oh, it was hilarious. Like I literally was laughing like when I saw it. And I'm like, oh no, it happened.
And it happened like soon. Like
As soon as I
It was one of
posted
the
the
first
audio
time-
podcast, like it was up. I'm like, wow, these people are on the ball. That's awesome.
Yeah. Love you guys.
But yeah, good times. But yeah, do you have any board game resolutions, Matt? You're like to never go over the Roys again. Just kidding.
I mean, not really. So I guess I'll just kind of sell out here and quote Will Wheaton and just say play more games, right?
No.
Play
Let
at the
your
camera.
resolution be you will Kickstarter Rising Sun.
Yeah, I mean that's not really a resolution.
No, but you should have Kickstarted Blood Rage, and you beat yourself up over it.
To
So
be fair,
make
I
it-
didn't even know it was a game until you guys came back from Gen Con.
Well, this time, make sure it's a resolution that it is done this year. That like, no matter what, even if you have to sell a kidney, you get that game.
It's fine. I got it. Oh man,
Bro,
I
what
did
if you
kickstart
baked
that.
Eric Lang a cake and you're like, bro, I'll make you this cake for that game, and he gave you the game because your
mean-
cake is that good.
Dude sold.
Just bring it to Cool Mini or Not Expo. I'm sure it'll be there. Like,
Be like, hey
okay,
Eric,
or-
I'm just some
How
random
weird?
dude who's
How weird would that
randomly hairy.
be? It's like, hey man,
would
I
you
made
like
you
this
this
cake?
cake. Like, how sketched out do you think he would be? Like, because I'm
mean,
pretty
I
sure
would be.
Eric Lang doesn't know we exist. So
Right, but also
Okay.
look at me for a moment, if
No,
you will.
no.
The fact
Look
that
at
I
Eric
think, I
Lang.
think startles most people.
No. Look at Eric Lang. If he looks like the type of person that would be like, okay. To me, he looks like the type of guy that would take the deal because he looks.
He's just in it for the story.
Well, like Eric seems like a cool, like, man, I do it because I love it. I do it not for the money. I do it because I freaking love board games and the passion. And you know what? I'm hungry right now, and cake sounds delicious. So sure, here's this board game for an awesome cake. Like, I could see Eric Lang doing that. I could see Stephen Avery giving a game for alcohol. Emerson would charge us. Emerson would not do it. He's a smart businessman. Emerson would charge. Plaid Hat would charge. Plaid Hat would probably charge double. Fantasy Flight would tell you that they were going to give you a game, but it won't arrive till 2022, after the merger is complete and everything else is done and everything is settled. But Eric Lang, I could see Eric just being like, you know what? I mean, he's the guy who created Dice Masters and was like, I know this thing is broken, but it's so awesome, I don't care. Like, he's a fanboy of the industry. That's somebody who's cool, who's genuinely a fan, not just of his games, because he's not conceited like that, at least from what I can tell, but he's just a fan of cool games and cool ideas.
Yeah.
Hype.
Oh, man. Now I want cake. In a nice glass of milk.
What type of cake?
Okay, but here's my thing, though. If you do cake...
I've got cake I need to get rid of.
I'll tell you if it's not good.
That's absolutely what I
like
for.
Moist cake.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me cake that's dry. Like,
No.
To me, cake that's dry, it should be like a coffee cake that you eat in the morning or something like that. Everything else should be nice, moist, but chocolate. I'm not a big chocolate person, but I do like chocolate cake.
Nice.
So chocolate.
Awesome life. Guess we should finish this thing out.
We just went off.
I do want to say thank you to everyone who checked out, listened to the show in 2016. You guys are awesome. This is our last episode of this year. We had a great year. There's a ton of amazing things that happened with the podcast. We had a bunch of amazing guests, bunch of amazing comments on our Instagram, on our social media, and all our stuff. It's been really awesome getting to know like our Epic Gaming Night community. You guys are great, and I'm really stoked for all the stuff that's going to come up in 2017 and the awesome gaming and growing as a board gaming community we can do together. What do you guys have to say as far as that stuff goes?
I'll say the exact same thing to all of our fans, to the fans I get to take pictures with. I can remember one guy. I remember Justin, cool guy. I got to meet him at Gen Con. We met a couple times. I had some other people take pictures with me, but the fans just, like, they're replying and the whole stupid comments on the video, like, Rob's Hanson. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's silly. It's fun. It's cool. I like to be able to connect with people using board games. Yeah. And I'm very thankful that everybody listens. I mean, we don't make any money doing this. I mean, this costs us money and time because it's our equipment. But I just love it. It does. Like we
going
just
in
enjoyed
the hole
it, and you guys put up with
every month.
We are. But like, you put up with us, and there's so many other things to take your time. And you put up with us, and that means a lot to me. And so that's why I at least continue to do it. And so very thankful to everybody, and very blessed to be a part of such a cool community of people. Board gamers are probably some of the coolest people that I've met, and in such an open crowd. So really cool stuff.
It really meant a lot. Like when I was at Gen Con, I was doing stuff at the Gray Fox booth. And I got to like see a whole bunch of cool people that like knew me from stuff, and it was always like, "Oh man, where do you know me from? Oh, I know you from the Dice Tower, this, and Throw Punch Lunch, or Board Game Blender, or whatever, this and that." But whenever somebody said, "Oh man, I listen to your podcast, I love your podcast," it just meant that much more, you know, because it's like instead of just being a wide random fan of like the Dice Tower, different things like that, the fact that they like actually listen to our podcast and this is the thing that we did and the thing that we've built up, like it really means a lot. And that's the stuff that like makes us keep wanting to make this. Like it's awesome to be able to talk to those people out there that actually listen and are excited about board games like we are. So what do you think, Matt?
Ditto.
Such words of wisdom. Like the depth. I could hear the heart in that. It was
I totally expected Matt to be like 2017, eat more cheese.
I mean, technically, yes.
Always.
We'll need it.
Awesome. Well, you can
Stock
check
up
these
for the
out.
coming year.
We stream these at Tuesday night at 9 p.m. at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. Make sure to check out our t-shirts at our sponsor, Analog Gamer. And you can see those at analoggamer.com/Epic Gaming Night. We have a 4X t-shirt and a Epic Gaming Night t-shirt that has our logo on it.
And supposedly, I've got a T-shirt idea that may be still floating around. I don't know if Brandon has ever. My whole napkin idea. I mean, he did say that he would do something with it.
Have you
Still
recently
hasn't.
have you recently talked to him about that?
No, but I should just be like, hey, man.
Every couple weeks, just keep pinging him. But yeah, make sure to hit us
I'm
up
gonna
on
text him right now.
Twitter and Instagram at Epic Gaming Night. We also do Favorite Game Fridays over there on our Instagram account, and there's actually been we're also uploading those on the Dice Tower. Me and Rob have some reviews on the Dice Tower. I do reviews on the Dice Tower, and also a thing that I wanted to mention real quick, if anybody's still here with us, is that the Dice Tower is having their annual fundraiser coming up, and I talked to Tom, and there might be a top 100 list with somebody from our podcast as one of their stretch goals.
Not me.
Hey, spoiler alert. It's going to be Roy. Tom doesn't know who we are, and that's good because last time I saw him, I yelled at him.
I was going to say, he probably knows who you are. He doesn't know who I am.
But yeah, so make sure to check out their fundraiser stuff. We've been doing a lot more stuff with the Dice Tower over there, and they're awesome guys. Super stoked to be doing more stuff there with their community, just with the board gaming community as a whole. So make sure to check all that stuff out. Also hit us up on our Facebook, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit us up with iTunes reviews because you guys are awesome. And we shall talk to you guys next time.
Next year, I'm done with 2016. Carrie Fisher flipping died. Princess Leia. I mean, come on. How many people have got to die this year? A bunch of terrorism attacks this year. Freaking other stuff that's happened that we're no longer allowed to talk about on the podcast happened this year. Just other stuff.
I'm glad we went out. I'm glad we went out on a super low note.
2017. It's just going to tick over, and immediately everything's going to be on fire.
2017.
It's going to be worse.
I'm excited. I've got some big stuff happening in 2017, so it's going to be a great year.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Board game-wise, 2016 was a good year.
Yep. Awesome.
Thanks so much. Hey, they find a new whale species every year, up to 3 new whale species every year. Peace.